All right, so get this. Today we're diving into something a little different. It's this comedic piece that imagines a second Trump presidency and, well, let's just say it's pretty out there.
Yeah, it's wild, but what I find so fascinating is how it uses humor to really comment on the whole political scene and even our own culture.
It's like the writer took everything we already kind of know about Trump and just cranked it up to 11. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. It's like they're holding up this funhouse mirror to reality and saying, hey, look at this, isn't this crazy? But then you start to think, wait a minute, is it really that crazy?
Right, exactly. Like, okay, so picture this Kanye West decked out in a Maggie hat, gets appointed as the special envoy for cultural affairs.
Oh, man, I love that detail. It's so perfect because when you think of diplomacy and delicate cultural exchanges, Kanye isn't exactly the first person who comes to mind, right?
Not really, but that's the joke. It's satire. It's playing on this whole idea of celebrity and politics being totally intertwined.
It's like the line between reality TV and actual governing just completely vanishes.
And of course, what's the first thing Kanye does? He announces weekly White House lawn concerts, live streamed on TikTok.
Can you imagine the Secret Service trying to manage a mosh pit on the South Lawn? It'd be pure chaos.
And speaking of chaos, this piece introduces this thing called the Make America Dance Again initiative. So
Yeah.
basically the whole country gets involved in this Trump-themed dance-off.
It's like TikTok meets Dancing with the Stars, but with way more hairspray and spray tans.
Oh, definitely. And the grand prize, a weekend at Mar-a-Lago, complete with golf lessons from Trump himself.
It's so spot on because it takes all the things we associate with Trump, like golf self-promotion, reality TV, and blends them into this hyper-real spectacle.
Yeah, it's like a commentary on how politics has become this performance.
Yeah.
It's all about entertainment and grabbing attention.
Absolutely. And it makes you wonder, where do we draw the line between what's real and what's just for show?
All right, hold on tight, because it gets even wilder. This piece reimagines Air Force One as this full-blown flying casino. We're talking slot machines, roulette tables, even a Trump-themed wedding chapel.
And who's serving you drinks? Former Apprentice contestants, of course. It's brilliant.
Oh, yeah, it totally plays on Trump's background in business and reality TV. Like they're saying, hey, why not just turn the presidency into one giant reality show?
And the wall, don't forget about the wall. In this satirical universe, Trump doesn't just want a wall. He wants his face plastered across the entire thing.
Oh, my God, yeah, giant 2,000-mile Trump portrait. Can you imagine?
It's taking one of his most controversial policies and blowing it up to these absurd proportions. It's hilarious and terrifying at the same time.
Okay, so now let's talk about Melania. In this scenario, she's not just the first lady. She's a full-blown fashion mogul. Her new line, make elegance great again.
Of course it is. All golden accents, fur-trimmed everything, and jackets with those cryptic messages that would break the internet.
It's so perfect because it satirizes the world of high fashion and branding and the whole Trump family's knack for turning everything into a money-making opportunity.
Oh, absolutely. And just wait, there's even talk of a potential Trump chic home decor line in collaboration with Ivanka.
Oh, man. I'm picturing golden curtains, red carpets leading to the bathroom, maybe a mini golf course in the backyard.
It's like Versailles meets a Las Vegas casino.
Yeah.
It's so over the top, yet it totally captures their aesthetic,
It's like they took everything we already associate with the Trump brand and just dialed it up to 1,000.
But there's also this underlying commentary on consumerism and the whole idea of aspirational luxury. It makes you think, what are we willing to buy into?
Right. It's a really good question.
Yeah.
And now get ready, because we're about to enter the world of Trump's foreign policy satirical edition. Forget those boring old state visits. We're talking weekly diplomatic poker tournaments.
Yes, world leaders going head-to-head in high-stakes poker games while Trump observes from his giant leather throne.
It's like the writer took that idea of deal-making as the core of Trump's foreign policy and just ran with it.
It really exposes the potential pitfalls of that kind of transactional approach to international relations.
Like, imagine trying to negotiate a nuclear arms treaty over a game of Texas. Hold 'em. The stakes would be a little bit higher than usual, wouldn't they?
A little bit. And according to the satirical world, the winners get special deals, which, knowing Trump could be anything from a primetime slot on his new TV show to a signed photo of his hair.
And the losers, well, they're stuck with a mandatory round of golf with the president.
Oh, man, can you imagine the awkward small talk on that golf course?
Be brutal. But speaking of things that are brutal for your wallet, hold on to your cash, folks, because in this satirical future, we're all using Trump dollars. It's a cryptocurrency that can only be used at Trump properties, and a few select fast food chains.
It's like they took the concept of a centralized economy and distilled it into this perfectly absurd form. Like you can only spend your Trump dollars at Trump hotels, Trump golf courses, or for some reason, KFC and McDonald's.
It's like you're saying, imagine a world where your economic choices are limited to what one person deems acceptable. It's both hilarious and terrifying at the same time.
And can you imagine the marketing campaign for Trump dollars? It would be a masterpiece of self-promotion. But seriously, it's a really sharp commentary on the potential dangers of a highly controlled economic system.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit and talk about the elephant, or should I say the giant fan in the room. Climate change. In the satirical world, Trump doesn't just deny it, he dismisses it as bad marketing. His solution, giant fans powered by wind energy to redistribute hot air around the globe.
It's so absurd, yet it perfectly captures the disconnect between scientific reality and political rhetoric. The image of these giant fans churning away while the ice caps melt, it's both funny and deeply unsettling. It's like they're saying, this is what happens when we ignore the problem and prioritize superficial solutions over real action.
And the irony of using wind energy, something Trump has criticized in the past, to power these fans, is just perfect. It's like the writers winking at us saying, see, even in this absurd world, renewable energy is the answer.
Exactly. It's a subtle but powerful way to make a point. Now let's talk about entertainment. Trump-style Sunday nights are no longer for relaxing. They're for Trump's America, a TV show that's like a bizarre mashup of The Apprentice, a cooking show, and a workout program.
I can see it now, Trump in a full suit, making his signature cheeseburgers while simultaneously doing bicep curls and offering business advice. It's the kind of fever dream that only satire can conjure up.
It's a brilliant critique of our media landscape and the way we blur the lines between entertainment, politics, and personality cults. The idea that a political figure could host a show that's part cooking, part fitness, part self-promotion, it's both ridiculous and strangely believable.
Speaking of self-promotion, we can't forget about Melania's Make Elegance Great Again fashion line and the potential Trump chic home decor collaboration with Ivanka.
Picturing golden toilets, diamond-encrusted toilet paper holders, you know, the essentials.
It's like Versailles meets a Las Vegas casino, but somehow even more extravagant. The satire here is so sharp because it plays on that image of aspirational luxury that the Trump brand has cultivated. It's over the top, it's gaudy, and it's a perfect reflection of their aesthetic.
It's like they took everything we already associate with the Trump brand and cranked it up to 11.
Yeah.
But there's also this underlying commentary on consumerism and the allure of branding. It's like they're asking us, what are we willing to buy into?
That's a great point, and it's something we'll delve into even further in the next part of our deep dive. Stay with us, folks, because things are about to get even more insightful and maybe a little bit meta. Oh yeah, things are about to get really interesting. So grab a drink, settle in, and get ready for more satirical shenanigans next time on the deep dive. Welcome back. You know, as we're digging into this satirical take on a second Trump presidency, it's kind of crazy how the writer manages to pack in so much commentary while still making us laugh.
It's true. Like, we've got pop culture, economics, space travel, fashion. It's like a political satire buffet.
I'm stuffed. But one of the things that really stood out to me is how education gets the satirical treatment. Can you imagine mandatory Trumpology classes in schools?
Oh man, that's hilarious. Kids learning about the art of the deal and reenacting his greatest tweets in like school plays.
It's funny, but also kind of scary, right?
Yeah.
It makes you think about the influence of politics on education and what happens when things get taken too far.
Definitely. And it's not just about what's being taught. It's about how history is presented. Imagine a textbook where Trump's inauguration is depicted like some grand scene from the Sistine Chapel.
I can totally see it. Angels heralding his arrival and everything.
Yeah.
But let's move on from potentially brainwashed students to the world stage. How does this satire tackle Trump's approach to diplomacy?
Well, remember, no more boring state dinners. It's all about high-stakes poker games now.
Yeah, it's like they took that deal-making aspect of his foreign policy and just went all in with it.
It's clever because it exposes the flaws of that transactional approach to global relations. Can you imagine negotiating a nuclear arms treaty over a game of Texas Hold'em?
Stakes are high, the chips are down, and the winner gets, what exactly? Bragging rights, a discount on a Trump Tower condo.
Well, in the satirical world, the winners get these special deals, which could be literally anything. And the losers, a mandatory round of golf with the president.
Oh man, talk about a punishment. I can only imagine the forced smiles and awkward small talk on that golf course.
Right. But speaking of awkward, let's talk about the economy. Get ready, folks, because in this future, we're all using Trump dollars, a cryptocurrency that can only be used at Trump properties and a few select fast food chains.
Wait, seriously? Like, I can buy a Big Mac with Trump dollars, but not groceries.
Pretty much. It's like they're saying your economic choices are limited to what one person says is okay.
It's like a dystopian Black Mirror episode, but with more gold plated.
But it's a really sharp commentary on the dangers of a controlled economy.
Okay, so let's address the giant elephant, or maybe the giant fan in the room,
Climate
change. How does this satire handle that?
Well, Trump basically dismisses it as bad marketing, his solution. Giant fans powered by wind energy to, like, redistribute hot air around the globe.
Yeah, hold on. Giant fans, like those things you use to cool down your apartment in the summer.
Yep, exactly, those. It's so absurd, but it perfectly captures how some people just ignore the problem and come up with these ridiculous solutions.
And the irony of using wind energy,
Huh.
something Trump has criticized, to power these fans is just brilliant. It's like a little wink from the writer.
Right. It's like even in this crazy world, renewable energy is the answer. Okay, so now let's talk about entertainment. Trump-style Sunday nights are no longer for family dinners, and Netflix, they're for Trump's America.
Wait, what's Trump's America?
It's this wild TV show that's a mix of The Apprentice, a cooking show, and a workout program. Imagine Trump in a suit making burgers while doing bicep curls and giving business advice.
Oh my God, it's like a fever dream come true.
It's the perfect satire of our media landscape, where everything is about personality and entertainment.
Speaking of personality, let's not forget about Melania's Make Elegance Great Again fashion line and that potential Trump chic home decor collab with Ivanka.
Oh, man, golden toilets, diamond-encrusted toilet paper holders.
It's like they took the whole concept of luxury and just went completely overboard with it.
But it also makes you think about our obsession with wealth and status and what we consider valuable.
Right, like are those things really what matters in the end?
It's a good question,
Yeah.
and it's something we'll explore even further in the final part of our deep dive.
All right, so we're back. And you know what's crazy? It's not just about Trump himself. It's like the whole system around him is kind of in on the joke.
Totally. It's like that saying, it's not the person, it's the institution.
Right. Like, look at the media in this satire. It's all about spectacle and personality.
Yeah, with Trump's America as the crown jewel, it's this weird mix of entertainment propaganda and, like, who knows what else.
I remember Deal Day,
Yeah.
this new national holiday where everyone's got to be a deal maker.
Oh, yeah. It's like Black Friday, but for your soul.
Ouch. And international diplomacy. Forget about it. It's all poker games and backroom deals.
Which is scary because in the real world, the stakes are a little bit higher than just chips and bragging rights.
Understatement of the year. And remember those apprentice contestants serving drinks on Air Force One? It's like experience and qualifications just don't matter anymore.
It's all about loyalty and looking good on camera.
Okay, and let's talk about Melania's fashion line and the Trump chic home decor. It's like they took the whole idea of luxury and just turned it up to 11.
It's so over the top and gaudy, but that's the point, right?
Yeah.
It's satire. It's making fun of this whole culture of excess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it makes you think about what we really value as a society.
Right. Like, are we so focused on appearances and material possessions that we've lost sight of what's truly important?
That's a heavy question.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of satire. It can make you laugh and think at the same time.
Totally. It's like holding up a mirror to society and saying, hey, take a look at yourself. Isn't this kind of ridiculous?
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of satirical Trumpism, we want to leave you with this. Don't be afraid to laugh at the absurdity of it all.
And don't be afraid to question the systems and the narratives that shape our world.
Because sometimes laughter is the best way to deal with the crazy stuff.
And who knows, maybe by recognizing the crazy, we can start to change it.
That's a great point. So until next time, keep questioning, keep laughing, and keep diving deep.
See you next time.